No, the truth is, I look at this fight and I love Alexander Volkanovski. I think he's a tremendous fighter. And everyone's going to talk about all the things that he's been saying about the people, that he's training with, and they can't take him down, and he's so much stronger now, and all these things, Josh. And I'm not saying he's not stronger, but what percentage of stronger are you? It can't be that much. All right. It's not enough to make up the difference, because there is a huge difference when it comes to the grappling of both of these guys. And I'm taking nothing away from Alexander. He's good, but he's not great in those areas, where Islam is great in those areas. And when you have someone like Islam who physically is bigger, he is physically stronger, no matter what anyone wants to say about, Volkanovski's gotten stronger and bigger and all that stuff. Putting on that 10 pounds is not going to change that. It just doesn't happen that way. So I have a bigger, stronger fighter who has got a clear advantage when in his strength of taking someone to the ground, controlling their body, making them work. And now Volkanovski, I don't think is going to get tired. I don't think he's going to get tired. But I think that as the tide is starting to come in, he's going to find that he's getting deeper and deeper into a water that he's having to work harder within to just survive that. And it's just styles of fights and the way they are. Look, I could be wrong, but I don't honestly. If he gets out of the third round of this fight, he's a winner.
Absolutely. I want to say that this fight kind of scares me for Islam. And well, it scares me.
I'm not saying
so
that Islam can't lose. Anyone can lose in a fight.
Yeah,
but I would be really surprised if this fight doesn't end with a quick knockout either way, which I would be surprised with anyways. The fight goes towards Islam.
Yeah, I would agree with you 100%. I said this a month ago.
Yeah,
I didn't see Volk getting out of the third round. I said maybe even pushing to get out of the second round would be hard for him. But I believe Volkanovski will have a great game plan in that first round. And I also think that Islam's going to fight composed. He's going to wait for the fight to develop in front of him. He's not going to chase after him. He can't afford to chase after him, because if he leaves himself open with Volkanovski's speed and accuracy on his striking, he could end up getting caught. I don't see that happening. I see him taking the center of the cage.
The length is going to cause a problem for Volkanovski too, because there is a sizable difference.
Yeah.
In the length of both of these guys.
There is.
And so Volkanovski's got to be the guy that crushes that space and comes inside to land his shots. Makhachev is not.
Yeah. No, I agree. But I think Islam's going to take the center of the cage, and he's going to let Volk kind of bounce around on the outside. And as he gets close enough and he lunges in, he's going to try to grab him and foot sweep him, take him down. I don't see him trying to shoot to the legs. I don't see that. I think he'll try to throw knees up the middle. He'll try to, and if he gets taken down, he knows that Volk's not going to come on top. He knows that. Volkanovski in no way is going to, if Islam throws a head kick and flips and falls, Volkanovski's not jumping on top of him.
No.
And if he throws a flying knee and knocks off balance and falls to a butt, Volkanovski's not going to jump on and try and land a shot or two. He's going to back away. So there's no threat there. Yep. Now, I know that we always talk about that I don't want to do MMA math. But I'm going to give a little bit of this, is that Islam Makhachev is a better grappler than T-City. And T-City had him close to tapped twice. Didn't get it, but it was very close. Both in the same round, the guillotine and the triangle. Almost had him. Islam will put himself there easily if this fight hits the ground. It was almost like when you guys go back and you watch the Khabib fight with Justin Gaethje. Once he got him to the ground, he had mount. He just stepped over the leg and pulled guard or pulled triangle on him.
Yeah.
Like, you don't see guys doing that against world-class fighters, number one, number two guys. You don't see that. And I've said this before. Islam is the better grappler if I take Khabib and I take Islam. He's the better grappler. And so when I put Volkanovski, doesn't matter how strong he is. I get concerned about, I know, I get concerned about the speed though. But once he realized, Islam already knows there's no submission threat.
Nope.
The knockout threat is there only because of the speed. but you got to jump in and jump out before I can get my hands on you. And so I just got to be patient. Let the fight develop in front of me. You're eventually going to make a mistake and get too close to me. And once we hit the ground, it's over. I don't see him getting up after they hit the ground. I could see him sticking and moving and staying on the outside for the first round because Islam's going to be patient. He's going to have to be patient. He doesn't want to get teed up with something and start looking. And then it could be a snowball effect. You get rocked. And Volkanovski is a finisher. He's someone that will jump on you and he can get after you. And it could be over quick like that, if he's able to rock you and drop you or whatever. But
I like how you're trying to be so even keeled in this, because again, I am a huge Volkanovski fan. He's got a very limited amount of time to get that knockout.
Yeah.
The longer this fight goes, Josh, the more it's going towards Makhachev.
But John, there is no pressure on Alexander Volkanovski. None. He's supposed to lose. He's the smaller guy.
Yeah, I agree with that.
And so
that's a good thing.
All the pressure was on Islam. All the pressure was on Islam to win the title when he fought.
Yes.
For Habib.
There I'm telling you, yes.
Habib's dad.
And here, it's only pressure that he allows to actually affect him.
No, John,
Come
that's
on.
BS.
What are you talking about? He's got what pressure? He's got to defend his belt. He's got to defend his belt anyways.
I agree, but the pressure is that you're fighting a guy that you've called a little person, and like if you lose to him, what does that say?
That means you lost to a little person.
I get it, but that's not what that's the pressure. The pressure is right there. You lost to the 145 pounder. I mean, let's be honest. Bellator got rid of Michael Chandler, or let him go because he lost to Patricio. How can I market that we have the best 55 pounder in the world when he lost to our 45 pound champ?
I agree.
So that is a very similar situation right here.
Well, it could be.
Yeah, I mean, it could be. That's what I'm saying. But the pressure was on Michael Chandler to beat Patricio. And the pressure is on Islam to beat Volkanovski because they're the smaller fighters.
All right. I'll agree with you on that.
All right. But it will, I think when it does hit the ground, I don't know if Alex can be able to get up. But I think in that first round, Islam's going to take his time. He's not going to rush. And he's going to wait for Volk to make a mistake. Because last thing you want, and I said this before the Charles fight, the last thing you want is for him to be able to get attached, get a hold of your Kimura position, get a hold of your arm being above your head, because that side choke. And if he gets to your back, those three things, he's just good. Well, Islam is so good in those positions. And he's good at X guard sweeping you and getting back to the top position. So if he does slip and fall and you think you're going to jump on him, he'll hook inside the leg. He'll go X guard. He'll just sit up with you because he's so strong in controlling that leg. And then he gets to the top position, passes your guard, mounts you, and then he just beats you down, or he gets the submission, the side choke. It's very similar to what you saw against Charles. And for people, Volkanovski is great. He's great on the feet, speed, cardio, fucking mindset. Hello, that's like the number one thing with him. He's the guy that's outpunted the coverage his whole life. Being a small guy. I know he was 230, 220, 230 on the rugby team, but just running
only
dudes
lost.
over.
That one loss, 25-1.
Mm-hmm.
You know what weight class it was in?
185, right?
185.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. I'm surprised I remembered that.
Yeah.
So I feel like the pressure is on Islam. And the other thing too is not having Habib there. Not having him there in the corner. I wonder how much that's going to affect him. I think maturity wise, he knows. He knows. That's your brother, man. That's the guy you've grown up with him with you every single time.
How much did it affect Usman in his fight?
I don't.
Nope.
No.
How much did it affect Umar in his fight?
Let me ask you this.
Yeah.
No. Let me ask you this, John. The relationship is not the same, even though they're cousins.
Yeah.
They're all brothers. They're all close.
I understand what you're saying.
But this is
Islam is more like a brother with Habib. There's no doubt.
There's a life. It's a life. Everyday training, lifelong friendship. It's another, and I get it. I mean, I'm not trying to say that Usman and Umar are not close to Habib. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that this is like it was his dad's number one student outside of him. And there's that mutual, like, this is my brother. I have to make sure I do as much as I possibly can for him. He helped him get the title. He helped him get to that, get to that level. He's there now, but this will be his first fight without Habib, and since his dad's passed. So I think this is going to be, it's a lot of pressure I think Islam's dealing with in terms of the size of Volkanovski, not having Khabib in the corner.
100% agree. Okay.